Now, let's look at a different method of drawing lines, which is far more useful than A, B, C, D method that we showed earlier. Now, what is this method called? Now, this method is called, and I'll write this down, the coordinate table method. The coordinate table method. Let's show a very quick example because it is very, very simple. The whole point is that we have a table. We have a table with initially we have two rows. The top row are the x values and the bottom row are the y values. So let's add a couple of points. Let's say the first point, which is A. Yeah, let's say point A, but later we're not going to add letters, is 0 and -2. Okay, that's the first point. The second point, let's go with 1. And let's say it goes to 3. Let's add another point. Let's say it goes back to 0. And number 3. Let's say it jumps all the way down to -3. Okay, so this is as if we have A, B, C, D. One important thing is that we're going from 0 to 1 to 2 to 3. So it's quite easy to draw this line. Let's draw a coordinate system. We have x, we have y. I'll even add the color so it's really clear. So x and the blue is y. So let's start with the first point. Yeah, the first point is the column. The first point is this column right here. So we're going to draw it. So we're going down by 2. Yeah, so 1, 2, -2, and 0. So the first point, and I think the points I can draw, let's draw them in pink. Why not? This is the first point, and I won't add letters. The second point, B, is right here. 1 and 3. Okay, so we go one step towards the right, and it jumps all the way to 3. So 1, 2, 3, 3. Let's continue to the next point, which it goes to 0. So this is 1. Yeah, this is 2. And the last point here, it jumps down to -3. 3, -3. You can help with the dotted lines. Why not? Okay. Now, how do you connect these points? It's very, very important. How would you make a line from this? Now, I'll show you the incorrect way. Let's say you decide that I'll show you a couple of incorrect ways of connecting it. This would be incorrect. That would be completely wrong. It makes no sense. And I'll explain soon why. This would be wrong. Yeah, this would be incorrect. And let's say that you just decide to just connect it like this. Okay, this is also incorrect. How do we connect, make a line from these dots that go from, well, 1, 2, 3, and etc.? We connect the dots, that are closest to each other, but looking at the x-axis, looking at that what point is the next point on 1? What point is the next one on 2? What point is the next one on 3? So let's go with this logic. The next point that we connect is right here. Yeah, this is the point where x equals 1. Then we connect the point with the straight line where x equals 2. Then we connect the point x equals 3. And that's how we draw a line. Now, obviously, we can also do this with negative numbers. So let's do one more example. We have x, we have y, and honestly, it is up to you if you want to go this way, okay? Yeah, but I would prefer that we go as the x-axis travels. So I would start for a negative table. I would start with -3, -2, -1, and 0. It really doesn't matter. It's your preference how you would write it. Okay, let's give it some values. Yeah, let's give it a 2. Let's give it a -4. Let's give it a 0. And let's give it just a 1. Okay, so now the a cool trick when you want to save space, this line, I'll write it down. This line that we will make will not be on the positive x axis. So what is a very common trick is, well, you really shorten the line of the x-axis. So let me draw what I mean. I mean that you would draw the x-axis like this. You can keep a little bit, but you don't need the right side because everything's negative. So -1, -2, -3, -1, -2, -3. Okay, so let's go again with the first point. Yeah, the first point again is the first column. We go up by 2. And I think now I can let's use red. So minus, it's a 2, it's a positive 2. Or I think I'll go with blue. Okay, so it's right here. Yeah, it's on 2. The next point on -2 is -4. It goes all the way down to -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is -4. -2, -4 is right here. Yeah. Then we have the next point, which is -1 and 0. So we're going back to the line, x-axis. Yeah, this is where it touches the line. We'll later learn a more professional or technical term. And then we have 0, 1. So 0, 1 is right here. Why is it here? Well, you can watch the first 2 videos. How do we connect this? Again, we look at the point. We connect the point that is here. We connect the point that is here. We connect the point that is here. We're basically always connecting the neighboring columns. We connect this one to here. We connect this one to here. We connect this one to here. How does that look like? I will try to draw a straight line. Straight. Let's try to keep it straight, okay? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and this is our line based on the coordinate table method.